Hello and welcome to Strictly Chat Chat Chat. Over the next 2 months we will be chatting to the 8 campus celebrities as they prepare for the Lancaster University Strictly Come Dancing charity showcase on Friday the 7th of February.
Tonight we will not only be meeting all of our couples, but we will be revealing the first 2 of our Strictly judges.
The charity showcase has been held for over 10 years here at Lancaster University. Every year it's run by the Ballroom Dancing Society. It features other performances from other groups such as the Dance and Music Societies. For instance, last year it opened with several numbers from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, run by the Ballroom Dance Society and the theatre group. We'll also be revealing some of the dances you can look forward to in this year's Strictly Come Dancing.
As well as the entertainment side of the charity showcase, there is a serious side to the event as well. As the name suggests, all of the money from the ticket sales and any donations on the night are given to a charity, and every year it is Cancer Research UK. Last year, over £2,000 was raised for Cancer Research UK, and given that the event has been going for over 10 years, that's a really substantial amount of money that's been raised for a really good cause. Now, even if you can't make it to this year's showcase, you can still donate. There is a fundraising page available at the link at the bottom of the screen. And if you can't make it, or if you can make it to the showcase and would like to see the hilarity of the celebrity dancers and the class of the society performances, then LA1 TV are producing DVDs of the showcase, which will be available, and again, all profits will be going to the chosen charity.
So it's time to meet the first of our Strictly couples for this year. Sam Ashcroft, the Christian Union president and music tech student, and his partner, Chloe Wellington, the treasurer for the Ballroom Dancing Society.
And Rachel Harrington, the Music Society president, is dancing with Will Smith, one of the media and communication officers for the Ballroom Dancing Society. We're here with the first contestants for this year's Strictly Come Dancing. We have Sam Ashcroft, the president of the Christian Union, and Chloe Wellington, the treasurer of the Ballroom Dancing Society.
Are you excited to be taking part in this?
Yeah, I am. It's going to be a little bit nervous, but yeah.
I'm excited and terrified.
What are your dancing backgrounds, would you say then?
Well, I've danced since I was 5, but only ballroom since first year of uni. So.
Okay. Would you say you're particularly confident as part of the exec?
A little bit.
And Sam?
Absolutely no dancing background whatsoever. This is the first time I've ever danced.
Now, you're a music tech student.
Yes.
In the studio here. Do you think your music sort of background gives you a sense of rhythm and a bit of an advantage over some of the competitors?
You'd think it would, but general clumsiness kind of takes away from that a bit, yeah.
Outweighs the balance there. All right, and you said you were terrified.
Yep.
What's going to be, for both of you, what's the most sort of nerve-wracking and stressful part of it, do you think?
Having to choreograph a dance.
Having to do the thing that she choreographed.
The moving the feet.
Yeah, that bit.
Do you get stage fright at all, or are you normally okay?
Normally okay. It might change for this.
Do you, either of you get particularly competitive?
Not particularly, but sometimes.
A little bit.
Do you think you're going to take this really seriously then, or is it a bit of a laugh and something new to try?
We'll see how well it goes, and then we'll take it seriously if it looks like we can do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good luck to the pair of you.
Thank you.
Luck.
And we will catch up with you in a few weeks once you've got your routine choreographed and see how it's going. So we're here with the second contestant for Strictly this year. We're here with Rachel Harrington, the president of the Music Society, and Will Smith, one of the 2 media and communications officers of the Ballroom Dancing Society. So how long have you been dancing?
I've been dancing for about 2 years now.
Okay, and do you have any previous dancing experience?
I started ballet in June. But nothing previous
Was
to
that in anticipation that you might get asked? Were you trying to get a sneaky head start in here?
If I was, then I would just pick ballroom, wouldn't I, for my sneaky head start.
So, would you say you feel confident in dance at all? Or?
I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
Do you get competitive about it?
Yes, I'm quite competitive. My main aim is to beat Crosbourne, who came second last year.
Yes.
So you're looking to win?
Looking to win.
Have to put in a few hours for that, yeah.
Is there any part of it that's particularly sort of scary for you, Will?
I've never performed dance before. I've done other in sort of other things, but never in dance, so it's going to be a completely new thing for me.
Okay, and for you, Rachel, what's the most terrifying thing for you?
Probably the performing thing. Hopefully we'll just go out there and do it. Maybe have a pre-dance pint. That's how I usually get through things.
Okay, and do you, as a musician, obviously being president of the music society, hence why you're sat next to a tuba and a piano, do you think that sort of sense of rhythm that you've hopefully got will give you an advantage?
I think so, yeah. Rhythm's very important in dance.
Well, you're
should
obviously
have an innate sense.
Very competitive and really going out there to win it. So good luck with your routine, and we'll catch up with you in a few weeks.
Yes. Thank you.
So now that we've seen our first two couples, it's time to meet our first judge. To those of you who have been to the charity showcase in the past, must have met Andrew Pickup, who is the brains and organisation skills behind the event. As a former president and charity officer for the Ballroom Dancing Society, he knows exactly what the couples are going through. So how do you feel about being appointed judge?
Oh, I think it's a great honour, but it's going to be a very different perspective. I've done 3 years now competing as a contestant, so coming back as a judge I'm very flattered that they've asked me, but it's quite daunting to be on the other side.
Now, you've competed 3 times. The first time you
Yeah.
competed, you came second.
Yeah.
Since then, with no disrespect to your wonderful partners, Rosalie and Rhiannon, you have become a bit of an Anton, shall we say. And you have done some very entertaining dances, which have been great performances. But did you, after coming second, did you still have the competitive... Did you really want to go out there and win it? Or did you feel that you would more enjoy the performance?
I mean, as you said before, I compete in dance comps outside of university. So for me, strictly, it's about raising money for charity, putting on a great show and making the audience laugh and entertain them. So I mean, my focus has always been on entertainment and putting across a great show for the audience.
So we won't see you slut dropping outside of Strictly then?
No.
So what will you be looking for in the dances?
I think the main thing that I'm looking for this year is the characterisation of the dance. In the time that they've got to learn the dances, we can't expect them to have perfect footwork and to master the technique that people have spent years doing. So I think we really want them to get the character of the dance and to convey the story of the dance.
So, as I say, you've competed many times. You are known as a bit of a ballroom specialist and aren't often seen doing Latin, are you? But are there any dances which are, you think, easier to perform and therefore better suited to Strictly than others? Are there any that you would instantly avoid as well?
Well, as you say, I would instantly avoid the Latin just because it's really out of my comfort zone. Ballroom is by far my preferred discipline. However, I do think that Latin is easier in the context of Strictly because it's much more free, you can perform and you can really just enjoy yourself out there. Ballroom is much more restricted in that you're in hold and it's one that, you know, you're looking at each other. It's very difficult to convey outwards, so you rely much more on sort of technique and discipline of dance, I think, rather than the Latin where you can really focus on the performance.
And are there any in particular individual dancers that you would favour or avoid?
I think the cha-cha-cha is quite a safe bet. Perhaps the Charleston is relatively straightforward, and the jive perhaps.
So are they perhaps easier dances to pick up?
Yeah, and also perhaps there's a wealth of popular music that you can use for them, and I think that the audience is always going to love those. I think as for ones that are very difficult and I'd avoid, probably the Viennese waltz. It's extremely...
Did you have one of those? Have we had one of those last year?
Yes, we did. It's extremely difficult dance to do, and because of the rotation of it, it becomes quite disorientating particularly for beginners. So I think that's
the other thing with the Viennese is unless you're very good at it, it gets very repetitive, doesn't it? And it can seem a bit boring to a non-dancing audience. Yeah. Are there any others that are particularly quick or difficult footworking? that you would need?
I think the passo is always quite a tricky one, but I mean many dancers will talk about the foxtrot as being the hardest dance. I'm not sure if we're going to see one of those this year, but it's very technically challenging, and the music is perhaps the hardest to get the time into. But I think it's a really beautiful dance if done well.
So in previous years, how well have these dancers done?
Well, I think we've seen over the last few years that Latin has been particularly popular at the top. Last year with the cha, the year before with the samba, and the 2 years before that a jive one. I think what we've seen with all these dances is that there's been a good compromise between all the different types of things that we as judges are going to be looking for. So the performance element, some level of technique, and engaging the audience and entertaining. None of the ones who have won, interestingly, are the real gimmicky ones, or the ones that are purely out to entertain, or even the ones who are just going for the technique. So I think that it's a really important message that they need to try and cover all those bases when they choreograph these routines.
It's very interesting you say that a ballroom has never actually won it in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Us two have actually come the closest. I'm assuming you did a ballroom.
Yeah, mine was a quick step.
Yes. Yeah. And do you think they're at a disadvantage?
I don't know. I mean, there's so many factors that go into it. I think it all depends on the choreography and how they perform. I think ballroom is slightly harder to choreograph in a way that engages the audience, but I don't by any means think that it can't be done.
Thank you very much, Andrew. We will have another chat with you in a few minutes, but now it's time to meet the next two couples for this year's Strictly Come Dancing. Our third couple is Lonsdale College President Charlie Edwards and his dance partner Connie O'Donnell, who is one of the Media and Communications Officers for the Ballroom Dancing Society.
And our fourth couple is Andy Ainscoe, the President of the Theatre Group, with his partner Alice Southern, the Health and Safety Officer for Ballroom Dancing Society. Hi, we're here with our third set of contestants for this year's Strictly Come Dancing. We've got the President of Lonsdale, Charlie Edwards,
who is going to be dancing with Connie O'Donnell, who is the second of the Media and Communications Officers for the Ballroom Dancing Society.
So, are you feeling pretty excited about this? How are you feeling?
Excited. I'm incredibly nervous. I've never danced in front of people before in terms of ballroom dancing, but I've heard a lot about Connie. I think that basically it's all about experience and match experience and talent with all I can give you, Connie, is as much hard work as possible.
One thing we do know about you, Charlie, is that you haven't done ballroom before.
Yeah.
But you have done musical theatre. Have you had any sort of dancing lessons as part of that?
Well, this is the thing, is I can do a little bit of acting and I can do a little bit of singing. And dancing has always been a bit of a sort of...
muddle through.
Yeah.
But do you feel particularly confident on stage?
I do once I know it. And so long as as I say, it's all about the rehearsals, isn't it, really? We're actually going to do a rehearsal now.
Connie, what's your background in dance?
Apart from dancing a little bit when I was about 6 years old, I haven't actually had that much dance experience, but I've been doing ballroom for 6 months now, so hopefully it should be alright.
Okay, and I can't help but noticing, Connie, you have got bright green hair.
I do have bright green
But
hair.
what you told us earlier is even more astounding, that it actually changes colour on its own. So what colour is it going to be for the show?
Goodness only knows, I think, is the answer.
We're going for a whole rainbow down...
Yeah, potentially. Loads of colours.
Like a chameleon.
They might not blend in. That'd be rubbish.
Oh, yeah, we won't want that.
And finally, is there any thing that's sort of particularly nerve-wracking or particularly sort of worrying either of you?
Yeah, I think so. Well, at a ballroom competition, you've got loads and loads of couples on the floor and you're all going around at the same time, and that's okay. But for this, we're going to be all on our own, and I think that's the scary bit.
And for you, Charlie?
Yeah, I agree. No, yeah, I mean, we're just going to work hard. I'm going to try and learn it by Christmas and then be dancing with my mum on Christmas Day. And then, yeah, just sort of see how we go and have fun and hopefully raise a bit of money for charity.
Now, I was actually sent home last year with a list of the steps by my partners to try and sort of get me to at least memorise the routine. So you'll be doing a lot of practice over Christmas.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, I want very rigorous, detailed notes.
We'll see you. We'll see you on the first day of term then, and we'll see how you're going.
We look forward to seeing it. Good luck. Thank you. Hi, we're here with our fourth set of contestants for this year's Strictly. We have Alice Southern, the Health and Safety Officer for the Ballroom Dancing Society, and we have
Andy Ainscoe, the Theatre Group President. So one of the interesting things about you two is you both knew each other before you came to university. And do you think this will sort of, knowing each other will help your routine?
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe give you a bit of chemistry.
Yeah, get over the initial awkwardness.
Yeah, an immediate bond. Yeah.
Do you have any background in dancing?
Not really. Music, definitely. But not dancing, unfortunately. So I can keep a rhythm.
There are a fair few musicians taking part this year, and do you think the musician part of it, having that sense of rhythm, will help?
I mean, I think it definitely will help. If you've got no rhythm and you can't dance either, then it's not. At least I've got rhythm, certainly. Yeah.
So it's just the steps that you need to fit into that sense of rhythm.
The physicalness maybe a bit of work, but yeah, I've certainly got the rhythm.
But I'm sure Alice can show you that. Because how long have you been dancing?
I started at the start of my second year, so a year and a half now. So hopefully I've picked up some moves.
I'm in good hands.
I hope so.
And is there any particular aspect of it that you're particularly nervous about or scared of, either of you?
The bit that I'm nervous about, to be honest, is the choreography of the actual dance, because last year I competed as a beginner, so it was very basic, but I want to make this as extravagant as possible.
A bit more of a show dance.
So yeah, it's going to be hard work.
Yeah, I think I'm used to performing as president of the theatre group.
We never get you off the stage, Andy, do we?
But yeah, definitely because it's dance, it's definitely out of my comfort zone. But it'll be fine. It'll be all right.
So long as you're not particularly nervous on stage, surely.
Oh
no.
I don't do nerves. No, I do.
You can be my rock.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, you two.
No
Good luck.
We look forward to seeing it.
Exciting times.
Thank you very much. Alongside the Ballroom Dancing Society, there are several other societies that take part in the charity showcase, and one of these is Lou Dance, the Dance Society, and our second judge this year, as a former president of the Dance Society, has taken part in the showcase and helped to organise collaborative performances with the Ballroom Dancing Society. We have Emily Pollitt, the current full-time officer activities for LUSU, who is joining us here. Now, what are you going to be looking for in the performances, Emily?
Mostly, I'm not a ballroom dancer. I'm just a dancer. So mostly performance, enthusiasm as well in what they're doing, and I like nice lines as well. So I don't want any floppy hands. I want nice extensions of the hands and nice pointy feet, mainly.
Are you expecting to be harsh in your judging?
I'll try and be fair, because a lot of them obviously won't have danced before, but I want to see that they've put some effort into it.
Would you have liked to have been asked to take part? Or?
Yeah, I would have really liked to have taken part.
But would it have been fair? How long have you danced for, Emily?
A long
Since
time.
You can walk, basically.
Yeah.
So do you think it would have been fair? Okay, it's not ballroom, but the dancer attitude is
I have
there.
to admit it probably wouldn't have been fair, because I have the flair and things probably for it. So no, maybe not. I just really wanted to do a paso doble.
But you would have had a lot of pressure on you if you had.
Imagine if I hadn't won.
Yeah.
Imagine if I'd have competed and hadn't won. I'd be heartbroken.
Or if you'd lost to Tom.
If I'd lost to Tom.
If your boyfriend had beaten you and he's never danced before?
Not really. Maybe after a few Jack Daniels, but no, not really.
Just in Sugar House on a Friday night then?
Yeah.
So you must be pretty excited to be a judge.
I am. That was a good sort of compromise. If I couldn't take part, I'm excited to be a judge. Yeah.
Now, as I said earlier, you have taken part in the showcase before as a member of Lou Dance.
Yeah.
How does that feel to be involved in something like this?
It's really nice. So we do our annual show anyway every year, but it's really nice to collaborate with other groups on campus, especially when it's for charity, and also because it's a really fun night anyway. Lou Dance took part last year, but I wasn't actually in the dances that we used, so it was actually really nice to watch the whole thing rather than be running out and getting changed. So I really enjoyed watching that, and it's just really nice as well because it's a lot of like-minded people working together to a similar goal. And Ballroom are always very accommodating.
Of course, you'll be watching from a completely different seat.
From a harsh
this year.
seat.
The best seat in the house.
Yeah.
And now it's time to introduce our next two couples.
So our fifth couple will be Mia Scott, the cross-campus officer for charities, and Theo Sheehy, one of the social secretaries for Ballroom Dancing Society.
And we also have Emily Rack, the former president of the Baking Society, who's dancing with Joe Reed, the vice president of the Ballroom Dancing Society. So we're here with the fifth contestant for Strictly Come Dancing. We have Mia Scott, the CCO Charities, who will be dancing with Theo Sheehy, who is one of the two social secs for the Ballroom Dancing Society. So, have you ever done any dancing, Mia?
Yeah, I've done a little bit. From the age of about 4 to 16, I used to do ballet classes.
That's quite a long time, actually.
Yeah.
Theo, do you think this will help translate into good practice for ballroom dancing, or is it completely different?
No, I mean, in dancing, in all types of dancing, you need a bit of coordination, you know, so if she's already got that coordination beforehand, then it should be easier to teach all the moves.
Because are you particularly confident on the stage, or how do you feel being out there?
I've not done it for a long time, but I used to be in dance shows and musicals and things when I was a bit younger. Actually, I was in the pantomime last year. I was Cinderella in that, so I had a little go on the stage then as well.
Are either of you particularly competitive?
Well, I am when it comes to our college. I'm very competitive.
I am competitive, but I try not to make it nasty, but it might happen.
Having seen you in a couple of competitions, Theo, I was going to say you can't say that you're not competitive.
No.
Have you got any standing out ideas for the show then? Or?
Well, I'll keep that for the moment to myself, but I've got a few down my sleeve, or up my sleeve, sorry.
Are these ideas similar to your male rumble we saw at Northerns?
No, I wouldn't be that extreme, because I wouldn't put Mia through that.
Good. Or any of the viewers at home either, thank you.
I have heard it was a traumatic experience for a lot of people who attended that dance. No, it should be fun. It should be fun.
Is there any part of it that either of you are particularly worried about?
Just like mucking up on the night and doing it wrong or something.
Yeah, I'm a bit scared about that, but then I know that we're both, I think, fun people, and if we sort of muck a little bit, we can turn that to our advantage.
Because how long have you been dancing, Theo?
Officially, I've been dancing ballroom for a year and a bit now, but I have been dancing a little bit beforehand, various other dances.
Okay.
Well, good luck to both of you. We'll be catching up with you in a few weeks to see how it's going and see what you think of the rest of the competition. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, we're here with our sixth pair of contestants for this year's Strictly Come Dancing. We've got Emily Rack, the former president of the Baking Society, and Joe Reed, the vice president of the Ballroom Dancing Society.
So, Emily, have you danced before?
I have.
Right, have you ever, first of all, have you done any ballroom or
No.
Latin?
No.
Okay, so you've not got any actual experience in the steps, but what other sorts of dancing have you done?
I did ballet until I was 15, modern until I was 16, and tap until I was 18.
That's quite recent. Joe, do you think this will really help?
Yeah, I think it definitely will, because someone who's obviously had the experience of musical timing and learning to a piece of music is really, really helpful.
We have had a lot of people who have either done dance when they were younger or are musicians, and you think that those people are going to be at a distinct advantage with a sense of rhythm?
Yeah, I think it gets them over the first hurdle.
I mean, do you feel like you pick up routines quite easily, or...?
I haven't done one in a while, but yeah.
Okay, so you're feeling fairly confident, or how do you think it'll go?
Picking up the routines, okay, it's the performing in front of a group of people.
So that's what you're nervous about?
Yeah.
Anything you're particularly nervous about, Joe?
Talking of routines, I'm terrible at remembering them. As people I've danced with will tell you, I'm atrocious at remembering routines.
Because you've competed before, haven't you? We've had Roses a couple of times at Northerns and things. And have you ever forgotten a routine in a competition?
Nearly every time, at least once.
Have you ever actually forgotten it, though?
Yeah. Actually, the first comp I went to was Northerns in my first year. And when we were dancing Latin, I completely forgot the whole thing. Completely. Like, stood still on the floor, couldn't remember a step.
Does that fill you with confidence?
Not really.
So would you say you get particularly nervous as soon as you go on the stage, or what is it?
It's just not nerves. I have a terrible memory for routines.
Okay.
It's not nerves because I do lots of other performing things like musically. I do a lot of singing every weekend at churches and things like that. So I perform in front of people all the time. It's just I have a terrible memory.
Okay, well, we'll come and catch up with you in a couple of weeks, see if you can still remember the routine and see if you've managed to pick any of it up, Emily. Good luck to the pair of you.
Yep, good luck practicing. So both of our judges took part in last year's charity showcase, including Andrew's unforgettable dance with Rosalia. So we're going to be taking a look at the other dances from last year and seeing the winning performance.
Now, we're going to take a look at the second, third and fourth place dancers from last year's showcase. I came second with my partner Sadie Witham doing a tango to Roxanne, and this is sort of a very sort of, there was a character in this dance, I think. And what sort of made it stand out for you, Andrew?
Well, for me, it just told the story. I mean, the tango is all about passion and drama, and that certainly came across in this dance. It was very popular on the night.
Now, there's obviously a lift off a table there. Props, things like that, do you think they help?
I think they can enhance the dance if they're used in the right way. But I think a reliance on them can start to detract from the dance, and if people aren't fooled by showering a dance with props.
Are you looking to see a few lifts in this dance?
I always like
a good
few
lift.
lifts.
Yeah.
Are there any particular favourites, Andrew?
No. I mean, I think it's just got to be something that looks controlled. There's nothing worse than taking on a lift where the audience gasp because they think you're going to end up on the floor.
Yes. Yes.
But if it's executed well, then I think a lift can really impress the audience.
I'd like to point out your face, Chris, on this one, because it was very
serious. I was told to be serious. I can't do like Josh's, which we're watching in a minute, is very sort of kids TV presenter, whereas I can't really do that. I do sort of moody and angry and serious.
But that was good. It kept a continuity throughout the dance.
And talking of Mr. Moody himself, we have former President Steve Smith here with his partner Emily Jane Nichols.
See, that cape whipping is quite good.
A passo to a bit of Bon Jovi, which is always good. Do you like the contemporary music with these, or do you prefer the more traditional, either of you?
I personally prefer the more traditional for dancing to in a competitive sense, but in this context I think using music that people know is really important.
I really enjoy watching ones to contemporary music because I think everyone can get involved and it really gets people interested in the dance. But I do like the traditional for if I'm watching professionals. I think that's really nice. But for things like this where you're trying to capture your audience and make sure they enjoy the show, I think contemporary music.
Now, we mentioned lifts early. This had 3 spectacular lifts in, but it nearly didn't go ahead at all. because of an accident in training on the day where Emily she managed to hit her head on Steve's knee doing their last lift. There is an element of danger in doing lifts and things like that. And how dangerous actually is it?
Well, I guess.
Have you ever been injured either through dancing?
I've been injured dancing. I don't know if it was in lifts. Usually I'm quite tall, so I'm usually the lifter. So I have grabbed in rather inappropriate places before in a lift. So that could, that's something that I can go wrong.
Here's another
that
one
can send into
here.
fits of giggles.
It's quite spectacular, that
I
one.
quite like that one. And my favourite one was the one where she rolled up onto his shoulder. I like that one.
Oh yes, yeah, that was a very impressive one.
Oh,
some
clapping.
Bit of clapping there, trying to get the audience going. He really is. This is the one that Emily was injured in training. She managed to hit her head on Steve's knee.
And what place did you say they got?
They came third.
I think that was quite an impressive dance for someone that's never probably danced before.
Yes. Well, I don't think any of the top 4 last year had any previous dance experience, which is very different from this year. We must say this is another one that has a theme, and I'm not sure if the ears are a bit of a gimmick, you might say, on this one.
I'm not sure that he needed the ears, really.
Yeah, he did quite a good job, I think, in general. I think that it was actually, rather than a gimmick, I think it pulled off a bit more of a theme for the dance.
Yeah.
So they went with the music for that, and obviously Catherine's trying to channel Princess Fiona a bit with the tiara and the green and stuff, so I think it worked well with the character. I think he acted it out really well.
I think it was a bit of a contrast to your dance, which is a bit more serious. For
Yes, I could never go out and do something like this. I can't.
And I think this is it. He wasn't taking it too seriously or taking himself too seriously, and I think that the outfits and the music reflect the fact that he's just out there to have a laugh and enjoy it and entertain the audience.
Talking of gimmicks, we must discuss Gangnam Style. In your professional opinions, how much of the vote there was based on the music choice and a very clever music choice and routine choice as opposed to the actual dancing quality, and how much do you think that affects the...
I think they all put a lot of effort in, but I think music choice can affect, especially on something like this where it's not necessarily, it's people there to have a good time and support the charity, not necessarily there to particularly judge the dancers. So I think it was a really good and entertaining dance. But I think maybe some other people had more technique involved. But I don't think we should take anything away from him as a winner. He's obviously put lots of effort in. So.
No, I think it's there's the whole package of getting the right music, and it's how much you play into that. There was another spectacular lift there, almost Dirty Dancing-like lift there from Josh, and there we go.
Oh, it's
with those 3 dancers. Now we're here. At this point, we need to introduce our last 2 couples for this year.
Our 7th couple will be Tom Fox, the VP for Community and Welfare Officer, and Amber Small, the team captain for this charity showcase.
And then our final couple is going to be Matthew Berrington, the president of the American Football Society, and Hannah Metcalf, one of the social secretaries of the Ballroom Dancing Society. We're here with the 7th pair of contestants for Strictly Come Dancing. We have Lucy, full-time officer for Welfare and Community, Tom Fox, and his dance partner is Amber Small, who is the team captain for the Ballroom Dancing Society. Now, firstly, Amber, as team captain, do you feel there's pressure on you to perform well in Strictly?
Slightly, yes. Let's not look at my role too hard.
And you've been dancing for a fairly long time, about 10 years, haven't you? So you're fairly confident on the stage when you're dancing?
Yeah, I've done a lot of musicals and theatre as well, so dance shows, so hopefully that'll come across.
And you've done musicals yourself?
I have. I wouldn't call it dancing.
No?
Probably movement is the best way of describing it. Probably.
So, do you feel confident at all?
I'm not worried about it, but I think it'll be a good experience. I wouldn't say I was confident.
But you're ready to learn?
Yeah, ready to learn. Planning to throw myself in there.
Do you get competitive?
Yeah, a little bit, but not that much. I think now that I know there's pressure on you because you're the team captain, now I feel like we've got to win.
Okay, so we'll be seeing you practicing every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you do get competitive. Is it something that you're really here to take seriously, or is it just something you're going to sort of do something new and enjoy?
No, this is definitely something new, and I think I will enjoy it. I've always been like interested in this kind of thing, so I think I kind of take it as it comes and see what happens, really.
Okay, well,
we look forward to seeing you dancing and get practicing.
Yeah, we'll be checking up in a few weeks to see how the routine's going.
Brilliant.
And I'm sure you'll be enjoying it, and hopefully the pressure won't have got to you too much.
Fingers
Thank you very much, guys.
No worries, cheers.
Hi, we're here with the 8th contestants for this year's Strictly Come Dancing. We have Hannah Metcalf, one of the social sex for the Ballroom Dancing Society, and Matthew Barrington, the president of the American Football Society.
Now, Matthew, sports people on BBC Strictly Come Dancing tend to do quite well. You've got rugby players, you've got cricketers who have won it in the past. Do you think it's going to help you?
Not in this case. I'm probably beyond help, but no, they do tend to do quite well. Maybe the fitness aspect, coordination, things like that might play a part, but I think it's going to be down to the teaching, really.
Do you think it could be partly the competitive streak? Do you feel?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm very competitive, so like I do want to win this, even though it's like so alien to me and out of my comfort zone. But I do definitely want to win, just because I'm competitive, and apparently Hannah is as well. So that bodes well.
Yeah, you've got a competitive streak from being a dancer. You've danced for 16 years now, and you've had your first year of competition success.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you in this to take it seriously?
Yes, definitely. I've been watching Strictly Come Dancing since it first started, and I've always dreamed of doing something similar or even being on it myself. And I've always just imagined just winning it. So we're going to win it.
Excellent.
Because Matthew, have you got any previous history in dancing?
Absolutely none in dancing at all. Haven't been on stage since I was about 12 in a school play, so it's going to be a change for me.
The glorious return to the stage, then.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Now, you have a family history of dancing, don't you? Your father has been a very successful dancer. Are you going to be getting it drilled into you over Christmas?
If he knows anything about the dance we're doing, then probably. But if not, then he'll probably just be encouraging me to practice what Hannah teaches me before Christmas. And he'll definitely want to come up for the performance, probably, even though I won't want him to. But I think he'll insist on coming, yeah.
Do you think he'll be your strongest critic?
Yes, definitely. If he knows anything about the rumba, which I think we're doing, yeah, he might well be the strongest critic.
And are you nervous at all about starting this?
Yes, I can't lie. Yes, I am rather nervous. More nervous about actually doing it in front of people rather than like in a room with just the two of us.
What's the most nerve-wracking part for either of you?
I've done it all my life. I'm not that nervous about it.
Okay.
I think it's more the fact of getting it wrong or...
It's the performance aspect then, rather than the choreography or the actual learning
it.
it.
Pretty confident with the choreography, the dance is all ready and everything, the music is sorted, and just really getting out there and standing there in the middle of everyone while they all stare at you.
I'm just scared of letting it down, really, because I have no idea how it's going to go. It could be a car crash, but either way we'll enjoy it and raise some money, so it'll be good.
It's a good charity to raise money for.
Well, good luck to the pair of you. We will let you go away, learn your dance, and we will catch up with you in a few weeks' time to see how it's going.
Brilliant, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So now we've met all of our Strictly couples. Now, Jess,
yes.
You've never done ballroom dancing before.
No, I haven't.
But you have done a lot of other styles of dancing.
I have.
As have a fair few of our celebrities this year. Do you think that's really going to help them?
Not having tried it, I can't be sure. Though I think it does give you sort of rhythmic sense, and you pick up dances definitely a lot quicker than you would not having any previous experience. And because you're a musician,
yes.
So do you think that gives you any?
I found last year when I did compete, I found that having as a musician, you really pick up tempos, and it's almost like having a click track in your head. You know where the beat is. Which really throws you if you get something that has a really strange beat in it. But for most of the time, it really does help in making sure that you're in time. It doesn't help you with the steps, quite frankly, and it doesn't help you remembering any choreography, but you will be in time. So I think, yes, it does help. And I suppose we'll really find out in the next couple of episodes when we actually have to learn to dance, which is going to be entertaining.
Looking forward to that.
Yep. And that's all for the first episode of Strictly Cha Cha Chat. A big thank you for Emily and Andrew for joining us.
We'll also be joined by the judges again to see who they think will impress.
A big thank you to you all for watching. Have a very, very Merry Christmas and join us again in January for the next episode of Strictly Cha Cha Chat. Merry Christmas.